Hello everyone, it's Lydia, and today I have a mini album share, and I used a chipboard book that's shaped like a cupcake, and this was sent to me by Bambi. She's for the love of scrapping, and she just sent this to me in a rack. And if you watch the video, as soon as I opened this item, I was super excited because I knew exactly what I was going to use it for. My girlfriend's son just had a first birthday, and I wanted to make him a little mini. So the first thing I did was alter the book itself, because if you look at the photo, the way it opens, it flips, the pages like flip toward you. And I just did not like the design, so I altered it. What I did was I used my X-Acto knife and I cut all the pages apart. And then I sanded them down so I can work with it. So that's what I did. And this mini, chipboard mini, is made by Art Blanc. I think that's how you say that. And then for the papers, I also used the paper stack that Bambi sent me. And this is by Basic Gray. I don't have too many boy papers and too many boy embellishments, so this was perfect. And it came with, it has really pretty papers on there with little dinosaurs. And it also came with like a sticker sheet, and I used some of those on it. So this was a lifesaver. Thank you, Bambi. I don't have too many boy embellishments, and I really have a difficult time making boy minis because you can't add flowers and bling and all that yummy stuff. So it's kind of like a challenge for me. So this is what I came up with. And what I did was, this is the cover here, and sorry for the glare, it's a short page. And it came with this hole already in there. So like I said, I had altered it and cut it so that I can make it, you know, the book to open this way. So I added some large eyelets here, and I used some binder rings, and I added some ribbon. I couldn't believe I found this one in my stash because it matched the papers perfectly. It's a brown ribbon with tiny little powder blue polka dots, and it matches this back here. So I was happy to find that. Sorry about the glare. And then I made a little dangle charm here using a lanyard hook and some chain, and I just added a pretty glass bead on there and a dragonfly. I thought that was appropriate for a little boy. And I had this, I think this was Making Memory, where it has the little M engraved into it, so M for Mason. And then in my stash I also had this little dinosaur charm piece. So I used him, I dangled him at the bottom because he's nice and big. And then for the cover, what I did was I painted it in black with black acrylic paint, and then I added a layer of Elmer's glue, and then I added brown paint over it to get like that little crackle look. And I learned that from Terry, One Crafty Cookie. Thank you, Terry. I used your tip. Then this piece here, I like this. This was a sticker piece from the collection, and it looks like a snake. So I just added that at the top. And then I fussy cut the, this was a sticker, and I just fussy cut a little bit to make more clean looking. And I added a layer of glossy accents on him, so he's nice and shiny. And I added a button here. I tend to use a lot of buttons because I can't use flowers, so I usually wind up using buttons on baby boy minis. And then these little leaves here, I don't know where I got these, but they have like really nice texture on them. So I added some leaves here, and I added some leaves here, and I pop dotted the dinosaur. So I really, really love the way the cover turned out. Some of the pages, and I also had to cover some of the pictures because I don't have permission to use them. So this one I love, and this one I just have like a mix of different items on here. I used some paper from the collection, and I used this die cut here, and it says, "Oh, look how you've grown." I thought that was perfect. And then I added a journal spot here, and this little bit of the ruler here. And this I think was from the primer collection. And then I have a little flower here. And I just added another button and I added some string on there. So I really love the way that turned out, really cute. So this one is also a short page and I love the way this one turned out. So that's Mason digging into his cake. And I just added 2 circles on each side. This sticker that came with the collection, and then I added a Tim Holtz gear on there, metal piece. Yeah, it's really hard to do baby boy minis for me. And then this one, I had to cover the picture, but I have this little metal butterfly that Karen sent me in a rack. Thank you, Karen. And this ticket that says wish, and it's actually his mom bringing him the cake. So I thought that was appropriate. And then I took advantage of the fact that there's a girl in the photo, and I used a little trim here, brown trim that Karen sent me in a rag. Thank you, Karen. Tim Holtz Dodge ticket, a little flower here, one of those Got Prima flowers. This little piece was from the collection, and a little metal piece that I just added there. So that's that page, and then this is one of the taller pages. And over here I used some thickers, and I colored them in black and added glossy accents to spell out his name, Mason. There goes a button again, and I added some twine. Here's a picture of him. I thought that was so cute. He's like sucking away at the frosting. It's not the best picture, but that's what I had. And then I added this little ticket here, and I added a little tag for her to journal on. I distressed it, added some ribbon, and I stamped some little cards on it. And I think the cards were from Inkadinkadoo. So that's that page. And on the next page, little Mason is playing with the frosting, and I just thought it was so funny and cute. Sorry for the glare. And he's rubbing the icing in his hands, and he's just looking at it so intently. Then this little vellum piece here says moments like this, and I added this little puzzle piece that Karen sent me in a rack. Thank you, Karen. And I used my Tim Holtz distressor, and I distressed the papers a bit. As you can see, I bent it there, and I also distressed a photo. And then this piece was from another collection. Can't remember it right now. And then this piece came from the collection, and then I added a little journal spot here. So that's that page. And then on this one, I made like a little pocket, and I added this sticker from the collection. It says, "It is a happy talent to know how to play." And I figured she could write something in this corner here. And I just added this photo mat. I used some of the paper from the collection. This sticker was from the collection, and I added a little bit of burlap back there. And I think I actually added a photo here of his cake. Yes, I did. That was his little cake. And I added another puzzle piece here. Here's that pretty paper with the dinosaurs. Some more trim, brown trim, and a little blue button with some twine. So that's that page. And also right here on the candle part, what I did was I used 2 pieces of paper, you know, different colors from the collection for the flame and for the candle. And then the one were the letter stickers that came in the collection. And I just added some glossy accents. So I thought that was perfect because it's his first birthday. And then on this one, I had to cover the picture, but I just added a flower because I took advantage. There's a female in it. And I added a brad, another button with some embroidery floss in brown. This star came from the collection. And then I added this piece here. This little card. It looked like this. And I had the 1+1, and I covered, you know, so it would show just the 1 since this is his first birthday. Why can't I think of the name of that collection? Oh my goodness. It will come to me. And then this is the last page. And it had the dinosaur on it. It's the sticker from the collection. It says, "Imagination is more important than knowledge, Albert Einstein." And then I just added some gears. I thought that would be appropriate. And I have a little photo mat here where she can add a photo. And I added this little paper bag, and I stamped just a little note, and I'm going to encourage her to write a little something and tuck it in there for him. And then I added this little journal spot here. Those I got at Big Lots. I don't know the maker, but it was just a bunch of random journal spots that I bought at Big Lots. I got a great deal on it. And then here's the back of the mini, and I'm probably gonna stamp it and sign my name. So I really, really love the cover, the way the cover turned out. With the little one up there, Mason, that's really cute. So that's my mini, ladies. Thanks for watching, everyone. Post a comment if you wish and subscribe. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.